Hey bro, can you explain the different aspects of self, such as the ego, the essence, and the soul? Yes, I can, and thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you are familiar with my talks, but I go directly to truth. This is the direct path. Just saying. So, the self. If there is an essential nature to the self, then it instantly follows that that essence is what you always are. That's what you truly are, because it's essential. The ego and the soul are not essential to what you would call self. The ego and the soul are like sun rays are to the sun. They are projections. They come and go. The sun rays are still the sun. The sun rays are not hot dogs. They're still the sun, but they are aspects of it, shining from it. They're not essential for the sun to be, but other way around is true. The sun is essential for the rays to be. If the rays of the sun disappear, the sun doesn't disappear. If the sun disappeared, the rays would of course disappear. So that which is essentially you does not change. It's the essential nature that was present when you was 4 years old, 6 years old, and still present now. It's present when your thoughts come and go and change, such as your feelings come and go and change. The essence is still there. That sense that I am, I exist, still remains. You see, the ego is just a sense of personhood, a sense that you are an individual, which is a beautiful experience. It's the only experience as well that you can have objectively. And the soul is another ray of essence, that this sense that there is something deeper than the ego mind that is purer. But the mind conceptualizes it as the soul, but really it's trying to point towards the essence, that which is always pure. So they are both rays, okay? They're both rays of what you are. So they are a part of self insofar as they are illusory, impermanent. Illusory when you take yourself to actually be the ego or the soul. But no, you are the essence that allows for them to be. That's what makes them illusory. They have a real reality because they are made up of something real. The sun rays have a real reality because they are made up of something real, yet they're not eternal. I'm not saying the sun is eternal, but they're not ever long lasting. They come and go in minutes, seconds, whilst the sun is still existing. So the essence of the ego and the soul is what is projecting the ego and the soul. You, like 99% of people, including so-called myself, but really we're all one, identify mainly as the mind, which is necessary in this reality. It's totally fine. It's not a negative. It doesn't make one less spiritual. We need to identify as being individuals to function in this dualistic experience. So that's the difference. Yeah, the ego is the sense of being an individual person. The soul is the ego's sense that there is something deeper than it, something purer than it, and it conceptualizes it as soul. And this is why there are so many different ideas of soul, because it's coming from a limited mind trying to understand that pure part of it. That's why I'm not going to give it any characteristics, because it's just stories. Oh, the soul is this, the soul is that. No, it's just stories. But what I can say the soul is the mind's attempt to understand that which is purer than itself. Really, its essence, that pure consciousness, the sun. But it can't exist at the same time as essence, insofar as the essence being something separate to it for it to interact with it. Meaning, there can't be ego over here and essence over here as two separate things. So ego can be like, oh, that's what essence is. No. Because ego and essence are the same thing. But again, ego is an aspect of the essence. The ego can never find the essence outside of itself because it's what it's made out of. If you have a clay fork and a clay spoon made from the same clay, we could see the individuality of the clay spoon and the fork, but essentially they're the same thing. So that clay fork and clay spoon, if it had intelligence, if it was to look for the essence of itself, would have to literally look at its very existence itself, its substance itself, the clay. For ego to find its true essence, beyond the soul even, it would again have to look at itself. What is it actually made out of? It's made out of this essence that cannot be pointed at, because the mind is outward facing. It looks, perceives forward, away from self. So it would have to slow down. And when it slows down and melts for the realization of essence to come forward, its essence to come forward, the ego disappears at the same time. So the ego is never around at the same time as pure essence being shining. Because for pure essence to be and shine, there can't be any ego, any sense of self. That's how it works. Or any soul. That's how it works. And it's beautiful. So yeah. If you didn't get anything, then let me know. Any more questions, let me know. But yeah, thank you for asking and have a great day.